Hello and welcome back to the Gallant Goblin. My name is Theo, and today we're here to look at something a little special. Back in the summer of 2018, a company called Steamforged Games ran a Kickstarter for Critical Role. They were making PVC plastic miniatures of the characters from the first campaign and the second campaign, and you could buy the lot of them together. But after the Kickstarter was over, they decided to go back and make a couple of more individual miniatures that you could buy, about $15 each, and these were some of the more minor characters from the campaigns. I decided to buy one of them because I liked the character and because I wanted to take a look at it for you guys. I bought Kiri, who is a little Kenku NPC who was in the second campaign. One thing to keep in mind with these minis, unlike the ones that came in the Kickstarter, is that these are resin miniatures. So they're going to require a little bit more care and assembly than a PVC plastic miniature that will come pre-assembled and ready to go out of the box. These might require some cleaning, some cutting, some gluing, and of course some painting. So here it is right here. It came in the box like this. Now, it's kind of unassuming packaging, we'll say. Just loose in the plastic, the character and the base and her little weapon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, open it up, put it together, and probably paint it and let you see how it looks unpainted and painted. And then we'll talk about the quality of it and what I think. So let's take a look. Kiri came in 3 pieces. You have the main body of the miniature, the base, and then her little hands holding the dagger. Resin miniatures require more preparation than plastic miniatures. First, you need to remove the thin excess resin that can be trimmed away pretty easily with clippers or a knife. Then you need to wash the miniature to make sure the release agent is off of it so the glue will stick. I just ran mine under some soapy water for a few minutes, but it probably would have been better to soak the miniature. I had to go back and rewash mine later on because the glue wasn't sticking. After this, you need to prime the miniature. I used a spray primer, but you can use whatever works for you. And then you paint the miniature and assemble it. You have to be a little careful about what you use to assemble your miniature. Super glue works pretty well as long as you washed your miniature thoroughly. The Kenku as a playable race was introduced in Volo's Guide to Monsters. Often in D&D, different races and creatures are given a vague backstory that the GM can interpret and elaborate on to make their own version of the universe. The Kenku were once minions of a powerful entity on another plane. Now, Volo offers a few choices on which entity the Kenku served. One is Grast, one of the most powerful demons in the Abyss. This would tie the Kenku into the blood war between the demons and the devils. The other is the Wind Dukes of Akka, lawful good defenders of the elemental plane of air, which would link the Kenku more closely to the Aarakocra. In either case, the legend goes that the Kenku's inherent greed got the better of them and they stole some valuable treasure or artifact and attempted to escape to the material plane. However, they were caught by their lord and afflicted with 3 curses in retaliation. First, the Kenku lost their wings and the ability to fly. Second, because their ingenuity had led to scheming against their master, their spark of creativity was torn from their souls. And finally, to ensure they couldn't tell the secrets they knew, their voices were removed. Then they were abandoned on the material plane where they became vagabonds. These curses have interesting role-playing implications. I wouldn't recommend anyone play a Kenku character until they're up for the challenge. While they've lost their own voices, they are able to perfectly mimic the sounds and voices of others. This allows the player to have some fun with their role-playing, as Matt Mercer did with Kiri, but the limitation could make the player and character troublesome and annoying for the other players if not done correctly. Let's take a quick look at how Matt Mercer played the Kenku Kiri.
It is a bird person.
Right? Can you understand us?
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Do you live around here?
Do you live around here?
Oh.
It's like a... Whoa.
Mockingjay.
What is your name?
Looks towards
I
you
know.
and starts walking up towards you. Kind of pulls open your coat. Starts like rummaging through, pulls one of the books.
Oh, well, no, please, no. Please, no.
Please, no.
I pull out my journal.
I've got a theory.
Maybe he only repeats what we say.
And begins to write into the book. And shows it to you, and it says, the name is Kiri.
Instead of just relying on mimicry to communicate, Volo's Guide recommends narrating what your character is doing and what his or her intentions are. One example they give is, Snapper makes a noise of a hammer slowly and rhythmically tapping a stone to show how bored he is. He plays with his dagger and studies the Lord's Alliance agents sitting at the bar. Kenku's lack of creativity means that they theoretically can't develop plans and schemes of their own, and they struggle to improvise when things go sideways, but they're able to follow others' plans to the letter. They're able to learn and memorize information perfectly, so they make great messengers, scouts, and spies. Kenku are driven by their desire to regain the ability to fly, thus many become spellcasters or adventurers in search of magical items that will allow them to break free from the ground. They may also be seeking out their true master in a way to break the curse of their people. Because of their limitations, they often seek out other adventurers to help make plans and communicate for them. So that's our little Kiri. So keep in mind with resin miniatures, they do require a little bit more work. I don't think I quite cleaned her enough, so I'm having a little trouble keeping her attached to her little base here with the super glue. So I may have to go back and do a little bit more work on that. Otherwise, as long as you know that there's some preparation involved and you have to be a little bit more careful with the pieces, these are great little miniatures. They're a little expensive. This one was $15. If you look on their website, they have a continuing line of these coming out every couple of months. They've already made Vanessa, Kaliana, and the Winged Vaxeldon. And right now they're having another vote. It looks like Kushal is probably going to win, but we don't know for sure. We'll find out in a week or so. But these are limited runs, and once you pre-ordered it and once they've come out, there's not necessarily any promise that they're going to stick around, that you can buy them in the future. So if you see, you may want to go to Steamforged Games websites and follow along to make sure that you grab ones that you're interested in. Hopefully they will bring some of these back in the future, but I don't know about that. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, please follow us on social media. On Instagram, we're having some behind-the-scenes pictures, including our cats. We also have our Facebook page where we're hoping to have conversations with you all about the videos and about products and maybe things you want us to review in the future. And we also are using Twitter to kind of tease upcoming videos and what we're working on right now. So follow us, like us, and subscribe, of course, and we'll hope to see you next time on the Gallant Goblin.